Welcome to design of reinforced concrete structure. At last of previous lecture, we are going to fix the dimension of retaining wall and the pressure diagram. In this chapter, we are going to discuss the pressure, load, and rest of the design thing. Let us start with this figure in which we fix the dimension like steam, base, and shear key. In which we are fixed first height, which is 5.5 for the filling, and the 1.2 is designed for foundation by that equation. And same as for the base, we give the we height, sorry, width is 4, in which 1.2 for the toe of the retaining wall and 2.35 is heel, and the rest of the 4.45 is for base of the retaining wall. As as we see that the pressure diagram is increased from top to bottom, so it is very easy to assume that at base the pressure is very high and at top pressure is very low comparing to the base. That's why in the retaining wall, this portion of retaining wall is taken high. But if we consider same depth width on the top, there is a only waste of material. That's why from the design side and the engineer point of view, we have to design anything as that in which we give a comfortable and proper work of design and structural consultancy. That's why we reduce the above portion. The above portion, sorry, the top portion of the retaining wall is considered as 0.20, and the portion between top of the base of retaining wall to the filling of that is considered as 0.7. After fixing all of the dimension, we have to calculate load condition and pressure on this retaining wall. Let us consider first horizontal active pressure at the base of the wall, which is Ka is equal to gamma into H is equal to 1 by 3 into 80 into 6.7, which is 40.2 kilonewton per meter. Now, horizontal loads. First, load type, horizontal load in kilonewton, perpendicular distance from A, moment about A, point A. Now, active earth pressure. Let us go for that figure to decide the points and other things. This point is A, this one is B, C, D, passive earth pressure, active earth pressure, W1 and W2 are for calculating the weight and area of the team. You think that why we divide it into two parts? Because it is very difficult to calculate area of such kind of trapezoidal rather than divide it into several parts in simple shapes. We divide acting in two several parts, like one is rectangular and the other is triangle. The rest of the parts are in rectangle portion, so it is being very easy to calculate. W3 for base, W for shear key, W5 for retaining earthwork. Horizontal pressure, which we calculated, K into gamma h is equal to 40.2 kilonewton, is acting this place. However, when we calculate pressure after this point, we give less comparative to less result from this end point that we will consider and calculate after in example. Uh, just do the writing work. Load type, active earth pressure, horizontal load. We know horizontal load 1/2 into pressure into height. In short, in Gujarati, we consider that 1/2 pi guna weight, because horizontal load is acting in triangular direction. We need to calculate the pressure diagram area via which it's acting. That's why we consider 1/2 stand for uh, triangular weight, sorry, base, and the weight, which are uh, the point pressure. And at this point, the pressure is Ka into gamma h is equal to 40.2 kilonewton. So this is the base, and the weight, it means the height of the retaining wall. This is 6.70. That's why we consider all these portions. Now, perpendicular distance from point A. The total distance is 6.7, and the perpendicular distance is divided by 3, because in mechanics of solid we are studying the area chart and the moment distribution, also CGMI, center of gravity, and moment of inertia. We know that for triangle, the perpendicular distance taken from any point to any point, it is considered as h by 3, a by 3, or b by 3. That's why we take h by 3. We have h is equal to 6.7 divided by 3 is equal to 2.23 meter. And from final moment from A, taking moment at point A, we get the load into perpendicular distance. Load we have is calculated, and the perpendicular distance from the top h by 3 point we calculated and multiplied by with 134.67 into 2.23, we get 300.31 kilonewton into meter. And this is the area, moment, overturning moment from the horizontal loading condition. Now, PAH, also called sliding force, is equal to 134.67. Overturning moment we calculated, M is equal to 3 naught dot 31 kilonewton into moment meter. Vertical load. In case of any query, you are feel free to contact me for the any query. Vertical loading condition. It is very difficult when vertical loading, because there is a many many more components in the vertical member, including weight. That's why we make first a table same as horizontal loading condition. First load type, then vertical load. In above, we consider horizontal load, perpendicular distance from A, and moment about A, kilonewton into meter. Now we take a glimpse of members and types of load. Then after I will explain all the terms and conditions. First team W1, team W2, base slab W3, shear key W4, backfill W5. Look at that all W1, W2, W3, W4 and W5 and all are the perpendicular distance and the moment. Now we are going to how we get the value of W1 and the perpendicular distance from the figure. That's why I told in previous lecture the figure is very important for calculating any kind of calculation for easy. Uh, at the starting of this lecture, I told you the separation of W1, W2, W3, W4 and W5 parts on the basis of that components. W1. W1 total weight of uh, these all W1s are stand for the total self weight of this particular component and acting on that retaining wall and the basic base of earth. So we have to calculate dead load. That's why for first W1 is this one from which its dimension is 0.20 meter into 6.20 meter. That's we get the W1 pressure. Now the perpendicular distance from W1 to point A. Here is point 1, point A, sorry, point A, and the perpendicular distance from the center of this W1. That we easily show that point 2 it is from center. That we know that center. That's why we take half of this point 2. That's why take point 2 divided by 2 we get point 1, 0.25 and the rest of the 1.20. Now I will explain all this in this table. Vertical loads W1 we know that 6.20 into 0.20. 0.20 is the top size of the retaining wall. 6.20 is the horizontal size which is from the only for W1. Now for perpendicular distance starting at the last we have 0.20 as a base of W1 but we take half of that so take 0.1 then after the triangle portion of the stream which is 0.25 and the rest of the portion from the A to the stream is 1.2 is equal to 1.55 by multiplying these two vertical load W1 and the perpendicular distance 1.55 we get the moment because moment equation is load into perpendicular distance. Similarly for W2 and W3, W4 and W5 but we are going to calculate all this by understanding you from the figure. Now it is talk about W3 sorry W2 base is a 25 base is 25 height is a 6.20 and upper portion is a 0. That's why we know for triangle 1 half into 0.25 into 6.20 we get the pressure vertical pressure. Now for perpendicular distance we take this for this distance for this so 0.25 divided by 3 because for triangle height is taken h by 3 for perpendicular distance and the rest is 1.2. Let us show in the 1 half into 0.25 into 6.2 1.2 plus 2 by 3 into 0.25. Okay, uh, this 25 is a unit weight of concrete. Don't forget to include the unit weight of concrete because the material used for construct retaining wall unit weight is compulsory for calculating any pressure. Now for base slab, shear key and backfill we are simultaneously calculated. For W3 the width B is equal to 4 meter, height is equal to 0.5. We get the total area, distance between the center, perpendicular distance, center from the W, the 2, the distance is 4 divided by 2. Easily we get, let us check, 4 into 0.5 into 25, which is a unit weight, 4 by 2, which is our perpendicular distance. We get the 100 moment. Now for shear key, 0.5 into 0.45 we get the pressure. Now for perpendicular distance 1.2 plus 0.45 divided by 2 we get the perpendicular distance. Let us check and confirm. 0.45 into 0.50 into 25, 1.2 plus 0.45 divided by 2 we get. Now the last point is W5 backfill. Backfill, the area of backfill. The area of backfill is 6.2 into 2.35 and the perpendicular from this is 2.35 divided by 2 plus 0.45 plus 1.2. Let us check and confirm and complete the vertical loadings. 2.35 into 6.2 into 80. In this case we are take 80 in place of 25 because unit weight of soil is given 80, not concrete. We are filling soil, not concrete. That's why we take 80 rather than 25. Next 1.2 plus 0.45 plus 2.35 divided by 2. Make all summation and this is the resisting moment 923.49 kilonewton into moment. The total downward load 368.26. We get the all the loading on this retaining wall. In next chapter we are going to take pressures and rest of the design work.